Right, so let's try that again because while I was working on my bike, I had my phone downstairs and it got cold enough that it died. So, anyway, I changed my tires. The rims are quite true. Front bearings are still good. Just need to tighten the rear bearings. I noticed that the spokes without washers, or the spokes on one side of this bike, on this rim, are kind of pulling out. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Like, one is flatter and one is more dimpled or pulled out. I don't know. We'll see what I can do there. Not a lot of play. I put the new tire on the rear wheel because it has puncture resistance. But I don't like it because it's very thin tire. So I'm going to have to run it 5 psi below its maximum suggested capacity. So 60 psi. And this one, well, that's the tire I've been running. I should have bought 2 of those. Anyway, so I turned my bike upside down. I emptied the gas tank and the carburetor. I pulled the bowl out of it. There was water in it. So I'll clean that up. Holy shit, is that like that? Huh. Anyway, there's nothing to say in the back here. So let's talk about the front fork and how I'm going to mount the 2x4s that I carved by hand. As you can see here, I have them mocked up. Oh, I don't need this here. Got it tied out. So this is just so I could do filming. This is not the actual distance here. I actually measured it. It's 1.25 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make blocks for here, 2.25 inches each. Then I'll come back and clamp this with those blocks so that I can get the proper measurement here where I want to cut the groove for the handlebar to fit in these. So that's one thing. Once that's clamped in, I'll measure the distance in between here and start working on the piece that'll go here. There isn't anything else to say here. Wasn't a lot of more planing to do on this, so and I already marked, I don't know if you can see the marking, which piece goes on which side there. You see it there? Where did I mark it? Here, down there, right there, you can see it. So now the next problem that I ran into was on the rim, and I don't know how to really explain it here, but this is the caliper I'm going to run, and this is designed for a motorbike. This is not designed for a bicycle. And what the problem is that the distance from this pad here to here is very wide, and what's happening is that this part here is making contact with the spokes. So what I need to do is I need to shim my rotor. See, with the washer there, I already started experimenting with the washers. I'm going to need 2 washers like that. So I'm going to need to buy longer bolts to hold this in, and I need to file the washers to clear the threads when I put this on. But once that's done, this should work fine. So that was a little problem that I ran into that I wasn't expecting. So other than that, I think everything's going to go smooth, and I'm hopeful to get this completed very soon. Do the blocks, mount it, cut the excess, and mount the wheel. Yeah, no, not mount the wheel. Get the measurement here, cut that out. Yeah, so I need to go to Rulma Bearing and purchase the hardware that I made a list for. And yeah, I might be able to get this done soon enough. I can't give a specific date because I really don't know. Sometimes I just don't feel like working on this. Fortunately, today is a very beautiful day. It's a little windy outside, and with that is kind of cool. But other than that, what else do I need to say? Let me just pause it here. Yeah, so there's nothing else to really talk about other than the fact that I'm going to change the rear sprocket from the 48 to maybe a 52 or 56. We'll see. But I'm going to sacrifice speed for durability and safety. Safety meaning that I don't have dual suspension on my bike, and I don't want to risk running into a pothole by accident and screwing up my wheels, because that's going to happen, especially with the weight that I'm carrying. Oh, and the other thing too is that I'm contemplating on moving this for my trailer down here in line with the axle, because what happens is I have two theories to that. One, I can leave it here and reconfigure my trailer. Instead of having 2 wheels, it's going to be 4 on all 4 corners, with 2 wheels having brakes and the front wheels being able to steer. So that's one concept. It's going to be very expensive and a lot of labor on my part. Or I can leave it the way it is and retrofit it with brakes and just leave it with the 2 wheels, but move this with the center line of the axle on my wheel. So what happens is that because it's 2 wheels, I have to do 60-40 split minimum in order that I have 60% of the weight on the tongue so that the trailer doesn't sway. The problem is that it adds weight to the tongue and the bike is quite heavy. And when I come to a stop, it wants to tip over. With that weight sitting directly at the axle now, it's not going to want to tip over so easily. It's not adding to the weight of the box and whatever else I might be carrying here. So that's something I'm also thinking about. And with the bigger cog too, it's going to be easier on the drivetrain. It's not going to wear out the chain and stretch it or the gears too much. And I'll have the extra torque to pull my trailer and whatever loads I put in the box here. And only downside is I'll need to upgrade my tank to a bigger tank. But that's okay. That's okay. That's a trade-off I can live with. And other than that, everything is all right. So that's an update to my project here.